Hi everyone, my name is Leslie Onstead. I'm the founder of Colourarte Products, and I want to welcome you to our summer educational event. We're doing these 4 times a year. The next event is October 16th, 2:45 p.m., same as this event. Now, we have 15 channels, including me, where we're giving away a $50 Prism Pour set to each one of you that comments, and we hope that you will like and subscribe. And then remember, collect a secret word or two clue from each video, submit it to the website channel page, the contest page by August 19th, and on August 22nd, we will be announcing the winner of the $400 grand prize shopping spree. Now you have 12 days to have all your friends come back and watch these videos too. So if you can't be here on Sunday or watch everything on this Sunday, don't worry, you have those 12 days to watch this. Anyway, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know our affiliates are very excited to bring you their creative content this quarter, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. So without further ado, let the event begin.
Section 1, Mixing our paint. So I begin by mixing all of our interference colors, 50-50 interference and 50-50 sparkle. As you can see, mixing this interference gold and sparkle gold is absolutely brilliant. Ooh, that shot is gorgeous. I did all the rest of the colors in green, violet, blue, and red. Next, I mix the opalite with a little bit of sparkle blue and green. I added 2 additional colors from the Dragonfly Wing set. I mixed Mermaid with some interference green and violet, interference violet with the pink Parasol, laying down the color. First thing I did was lay down a thin coat of white. I mixed a little bit of some Amsterdam titanium white with enamel to make a transparent white. Next, I poured the interference violet and the pink Parasol and took my blow dryer and mixed them together. Then I put down interference blue, interference red, interference green, and I laid the mermaid right next to the green, so when I blended them they would kind of mix together. Last, I put the interference gold. I spread the color around and did a tilt. Now added a little bit of abalone shell and tilted the board. Next, I drizzled the Opalite. That's that gray color I added the blue and green sparkle to. And then I took white cell activator and I used a piece of recycled plastic to spread it. I found the paint was a little too thick in some places, so I didn't get as much lacing as I was hoping for. Then I tilted it a little bit more. Section 3. Now we're going to accent the dry canvas with some color. So I begin by mixing a little bit of the primary element Sea Dancer with some glazing medium. I went over the paintbrush, purposely going over the opalite areas that looked gray to bring up that blue-green color. Next, I dry brushed with my fingers. Actually, I started with a brush but ended up using my fingers, using that new color Harvest Fire, that new BlingIT color, that gorgeous peachy pink shifty red. Just love that color. Section 4. Adding the Resin Top Coat. So I mixed up my resin and took a little bit of the resin in my silicone spoon and put it in the areas, the real small areas that kind of had the peekaboo in the texture. So a pool in the center, very carefully put it in there. Then I poured the rest of the resin, popped it with my heat gun, and spread out the resin evenly with my hand. Here is a close-up of the colors under the resin. Aren't they gorgeous? Section 5, adding my texture paste. So I began by using the DAP spackling paste compound. I used my palette knife, my Colourarte palette knife, and just randomly put the paste down them. This is my first time using this. I promise I'll get better. But I had seen Kim Rose use this, and her pieces come out beautiful. And what she was using was a spackling paste that once it's dry you can sand down and it will still take color if you want to paint it. So I randomly put the texture around in different spots, tried to create a little peekaboo just to see what it would look like with a shiny resin section coming through that texture paste.
Here you have it, completely textured. We'll see what it looks like when it's dry, sanded, and we get the gold on that texture. Hopefully you can see bits of the iridescence coming through. I know there's that light glaring. Sorry about that. I think the iridescence is going to be gorgeous.
Section 6, accenting the texture paste.
Okay, so I took my board outside and lightly sanded the texture. I'm just going to take a little bit of alcohol on my paper towel and just clean up the resined part. Even though it's sanded, I don't need any of this extra texture dust in here, muting how pretty these colors are. Okay, so here's two new colors. This is called Golden Maple. These are new colors in the Luminous Light 5-piece BlingIT set that we're releasing in honor of the video. We call this Golden Maple. Let's see if I can get a close-up here. Because it seems to, even though it's a gold, it seems to have a rainbow effect in it. It's a really beautiful gold. And when I tested this with the metal leaf glue, right, it looks just like gold leaf. You know how messy gold leaf is. You lay down the paper, you brush it off, you swear you're going to use the rest of it, but do you really? But this seems to have all kinds of rainbow effects, and it's a larger particulate than a regular mica powder. The other color that we're releasing in the Luminous Lights, one of the other 5 colors, is called Harvest Fire. This is a stunning red, pinky red peach that has so many glittery diamond effects in it. I'm hoping you can see this in here, and it gives incredible coverage.
So I used the Mona Lisa adhesive that you normally use for gold leafing and did a test with our newest BlingIT color called Golden Maple, which is gorgeous, and found that it worked just fine. It looks like regular gold leaf. So first I took the time and I laid down my adhesive all over the white texture. Next, I took my paintbrush and added the Golden Maple. I put a pretty heavy amount on, but I had a piece of butcher paper ready to tap off the excess when it was dry, and let it dry for about 15 minutes. Next, you can see me brushing off the excess gold mica into that butcher paper, and I can put that pigment right back into the jar. After I took a look at it, I thought, okay, this needs a little bit of something. I started rubbing on the Harvest Fire, and then I decided to do kind of a combination. I took a little white paint on my paintbrush, tried to make the gold lines thinner and more delicate, and then rubbed on the Harvest Fire. I don't know, full disclosure, I kind of wish I'd either used only the Harvest Fire on the color part of it and left the texture white and gold, or didn't use the Harvest Fire on the actual piece and used it only on the texture paste. But this is my first time trying this technique, and I really enjoyed it. Next, I put a resin top coat to seal the texture paste down, but then I also needed to bring back the color of the resin because I had sanded that resin before I put the texture paste down. And if I forgot to tell you guys that earlier, you have to do a light sanding on the resin once it's dried, that first top coat, so the texture paste takes. But yeah, here I did the final top coat of resin, and very carefully I laid the resin around. I put it in a little peekaboo holes and popped it, with my heat gun, and just kind of spread it around so it was elegant and even. It looked nice, and let it dry overnight. And here it is the next day, completely dried. Uh, It's a little bit rich for my taste. In hindsight, I probably would have left the peach in the center. I love that harvest fire color. And maybe left my texture paste white with just delicate lines of gold, maybe thin them out. Or had not used the peach in the center of the piece and accent the texture paste. But this is my first time trying this technique, and practice makes perfect. Here is the flyover of what it looks like dry. The colors are gorgeous. I want to thank you guys for joining us for our summer educational event. I speak for myself and all of our affiliates that we are thrilled to have you join us here. And congratulations to the winner of the $400 shopping spree once that name is chosen. And we look forward to seeing you in October at the next educational event. Thank you for your time and have a beautiful day. And remember, life is art. Live yours in color.